see. It got me thinking about things you don't see, and you don't see.
Did you put this into a computer? Show me things you don't see.
What else don't you see?
Well, you don't see, like, an old man having a Twix. You never...
Oh!
So what?
You know the terrible thing about all this, Steve, is he's right.
You don't see an old
No,
man
I
eating a
know,
Twix.
that's a terrible thing.
So what they have got, right, they've made old man toffees, haven't they? They've come up with Werther's.
Is that a song? Oh God! You don't see it.
No, listen now. So they've got their Werther's, right?
Yeah.
So,
look at him! You
Forget
think he's
it.
giving a lecture at Oxford?
it's not going anywhere.
No, go on, sorry. Go on.
I'm just saying,
Right.
you grow out of things.
Yeah.
And the old man, I'm sure when he was a kid, he'd have a Twix.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't look right, so he's having...
It doesn't look right!
So...
Right.
I don't think Werther's originals were specially designed for old people. I think they were sweets that just happened to have been made for years. That's why old people eat them.
Yeah.
They didn't go, hang on, there's a market here. I've noticed old people aren't eating Twixes. Quick, let's make some old man sweets.
But the little advert, he gives it to his grandson as well, doesn't he? He goes, I have a Werther's original.
Now, I think it cuts, though, before he throws it back in his face and goes, get me a Twix. And a damn curly-whirly, Grandad, you old fool.
Thin Lizzy, don't believe a word on XFM 104.9. I'm gonna miss this show. It's been good.
You won't be the only one.
No, well, you know, so we'll come back again. We've got a lot to do over the next few months, but maybe for Christmas or just after. But I still call Karl every day anyway.
Oh, sure.
I called him, a couple of days ago.
Of course you did.
And I went, it was the weekend, I went, what are you doing? He went, oh, just in Regent's Park and that. I went, what are you doing? He said, just going for, he went, oh, Jesus. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. I went, what? He went, a caterpillar just fell out of the sky. God, it's there, it's wriggling around. I went, sure a bird didn't just drop it. He looked at it and went, oh yeah. There's a bird.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
For a moment he thought caterpillars were raining from the sky.
I thought I was in Chicken Licking.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Why did you think a caterpillar had fallen out of the sky?
I don't know, it just startled me a bit.
I love Karl being startled.
I like the idea of him straight on the phone to Trevor McDonald. Look, Trevor, there's caterpillars, insects falling out of the sky. They're falling out of the sky now. Put it on the news, quick. You sure there wasn't a bird? Oh, there was a bird. Yeah, sorry, Trev. Bye.
But it was after, like, I hung up the phone and that from you. I sort of, sat there for a bit watching it.
I imagine him cross-legged, just in front of it.
But do you know what?
Grass.
Because of his shape, the shape of his head, and his sort of IQ, I bet the caterpillar was thinking, Mama.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Go on.
It was sort of running about all over the place, right, Steve? So caterpillars have loads of feet and that, don't they?
Wow! Well, they have 6 legs. They're actually larvae of an insect. They have 6 legs, but they have little sucker things to hold on to the back of cabbages and that.
No, they've got more than that.
They've got. I'll tell you, they have got 6 true legs. Trust me. Trust me, I'm a scientist.
And you were thinking what, Karl?
Well,
but they've got little pods. They've got little pseudo pod legs and little suckers. Yeah.
But it was running about like everywhere, like mental. But sort of running off to the left, and then it sort of went back to where it was. Then back, you know, went right and what have you. And I'm just thinking, whoever gave them the legs, right? What's the point if they don't know where they're going and that? Do you know what I mean? If you can get about...
Imagine that sentence. Did you hear that sentence? Can we play that sentence back?
No, I don't think we can.
Imagine who gave him that legs.
Whoever gave him them legs, what's the point if they don't know where they're going and that?
And that. Always and that.
And that, but maybe you just, to be fair to the caterpillar, with all its legs, okay, and you know where it's going, it had just been plucked from its house by a bird, shot up into the sky, and then dropped from 80 feet, hitting the ground.
Onto the head of a weird, bold-shaved monkey.
It was probably concussed.
Yeah, it's one of them things again, though.
But it still knew more about the world than you. How does that make you feel?
I just think it's a waste of time having all them feet. It's the same thing as the,
Now it's got feet
yeah.
now!
It has a nightmare
the,
buying shoes, doesn't it, Carl?
all the, what was it you were saying about leeches and that? Because we were talking about insects.
Well, they're not
It's just all
insects.
these-
They're not insects.
What are they?
Well, I think they're probably, class are probably platyhelminth. Probably a,
Yeah.
sort of like a flatworm type thing.
That's
They're
what you were thinking, wasn't it, Carl?
yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know what the phylum is, but they'd be, yeah.
What was the leech? What was the interesting?
Well,
leech
there's
fact?
an experiment where you get a maze for a leech, and there's a bit of blood thing, and it eventually finds its way to the blood. Okay, and then it knows.
Okay.
And if you put it back to where it starts, it knows where it goes straight towards it because it's learnt it. If you liquidise that leech
Right.
and feed it to some leeches who have never done the maze, because of a thing called chemical memory, they find their way straight to the blood.
That is extraordinary.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
We should try that at Hampton Court one weekend. but maybe with some tourists. We'll just blend up some tourists.
Or the people on them, I'll tell you who would do it, those people who go on Celebrity Love Island.
Any of them,
They
they'd
will
be
do
happy for it.
anything to get
Yeah.
They will be liquidised. People have enemas, they will do they wank off pigs, they will do anything to get on
Yeah.
telly. What about that? Be liquidised and fed to another, get one D-celebrity slapper, liquidise her and feed her to another slut.
So we
and
blend
see
her
if she
Harvey
can
Tippers.
find her way, and see if she can find her way to Channel 5.
Yeah.
What a brilliant show, hosted by Jimmy Carr.
Of course.
That'd be amazing.
Supergrass, late in the day on XFM 104.9. There's too much to get through here, Rick.
Go on.
There's too many things we've got to systematically
Am I
work
gonna
through
eat my
this list.
words?
Well, before that, you know, we get emails all the time. They're coming through all the way through the show, and I
know.
open them, and a lot of them, because everyone's contributing, it's brilliant, but we can't really absorb everything. There's too much coming
Yeah.
through. So I tend to open them quickly. I have a look, see if there's anything we can sort of make sense of, and close them again. Sometimes Carl looks at the emails as I'm opening them. One opened just a minute ago. You saw his
Oh,
face.
it's face, yeah, what was it?
His face was just stunned. He was
It's
just
got-
absolutely dumbfounded. It was
Yeah,
like he'd
what
just
is it?
seen something extraordinary, right?
And you closed it quickly.
I did close it quickly. I'll tell you why,
Right.
right? Always got to bear in mind how Carl's mind works. All he saw was the name of the band that this email was promoting. So
Right.
all he saw, all Carl saw, and you can imagine how excited he was all he saw was half man, half biscuit. That's all he saw.
I've never seen anyone so excited! Oh, God!
It was actually just plugging the popular joke novelty band.
How
Half
you
Man, Half
heard of them,
Biscuit.
then?
No.
Ah!
Imagine how excited he was.
That is fantastic. Half biscuit! Brilliant! Mr. Garibaldi! Oh, half man, half biscuit. That is genius. Oh, amazing.
I just saw it, and when you closed it again,
Yeah, but the thing is, if he hadn't have told you that, and he'd have erased it, next week he'd be saying, about what they've done in scientists, they've cloned a man with a biscuit. He's got currants for eyes.
never go swimming.
What?
Never
Okay.
go swimming.
Anyway, just to I don't know what the
Mock the Hoople, Roll Away the Stone. Classic little ditty on XFM 104.9. Alright?
play the jingle.
Oh, is it? Is it? Brilliant.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news extra.
Well,
Is there monkey news?
I tell you what, I've been having a bit of a problem this week.
Why?
It's just been a struggle. Normally, I can come into work on a Monday and there'll be something that's happened over the Saturday, over the Sunday night. Do you know what I mean? Over the weekend, the monkeys have done something. Been very quiet. I thought I'll be alright. Let's see how the week goes on. I don't know if they've caught on to the fact that we're giving this coverage now, or I don't understand. Normally people are emailing me stuff all the time about monkeys. Been very quiet week. Been checking. I was looking in books last night and stuff.
Is there any monkey news?
I've got some, but just because it's not that good. Something else I found out that I thought I'd share with you.
Go on.
I was looking in the Guinness Book of Records, right? Because I thought they'll have something in there about monkeys or something, right?
Mhm.
And there's a little monkey. I think it lives in Asia, right? There's loads of them live in Asia.
Might just be
And-
travelling, but yeah.
And something I found out. I don't know if they've got it right, and that's why I want to bring it up. Apparently, it's the mammal, right, that's got sort of the pointiest eyes. Eyes that pop out of their head. Steve. Now, the thing is, right, I thought that's interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently it's the biggest with the sort of goggle eye type thing.
Right, yeah, go on.
Apparently they come out of their head 1.6 centimetres.
1.6 centimetres? What do you mean, they protrude?
Yeah. They protrude from the head at 1.6.
Okay.
What? How long?
Have you got a ruler, Rick? 1.6.
He's having a go.
I'd say I'd be a little bit annoyed if the monkeys beat me.
Well, I don't think it has.
That's what I'm hoping.
Is there anything we can... I mean, what's 1.6? Oh, can you...
It's about...
Drop your trousers.
It's, about 3/4 of an inch.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Have they got it right, or what?
Maybe I should come down to Monkey World with you next week.
So anyway, so that's not the monkey news, that's just something that cropped up, and...
Sure.
I do know once, when we were playing pool in the office, I think Lucy was your partner.
Yeah.
It was me and Ash versus you and Lucy. And you were having trouble because his glasses kept slipping down. So Lucy pushed his glasses up his nose, but the glasses touched his eye. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He started it.
Well, you're the one who joined in.
No, I know, and I feel bad now.
Yeah.
He makes me nervous when he goes, yeah. It's like, play a record.
No, I'm just trying to think about which part of your fat, middle-aged physique I can pick on.
The tits would be a good
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
Oh, the belly.
Sure.
Oh, what do you think of that?
Oh, that's... What is that?
Play a record.
Was that monkey news for this week?
Have we not got any other monkey news?
Well, it's just, it hasn't been that good. I mean, the one that I found out here, because we've covered so much in the monkey world, right? The fact that we've done a monkey that was a sort of half man, we've done a monkey that got a decent job in a train station. Can you think of any of the other?
Well, that's just some of the great monkey news from the past.
That's what I mean. So that's what you got to compete with. So even though this is quite amazing,
Just tell us.
another monkey's got married.
Oh, not another monkey getting married.
What do you mean?
It's got another one. You know, it was knocking about with some woman monkey for a bit.
A woman monkey.
They decided to, you know, get married.
Yeah.
They did.
What do you mean they decided to get married?
Was it pressure from her parents?
They had a good do, and
Good do. I love the spread. I love that. Peanut vol au vents.
Yeah.
celebrated in a pub, and then they both went off to the cage at night. That's what I mean. Even though that is quite impressive, because
It's not true. Or it's a joke. It's nothing. It's not.
on an Over website, official sort of news website.
2 monkeys have married in Romania. After a whirlwind romance. Well, that's...
After a whirlwind romance.
God, yeah. Yeah, a quick one hanging onto the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was in the tyre.
Yeah.
He saw it.
Yeah.
He went, I'll have a go at that. They go, we got to marry her now.
Yeah.
Her parents came in and said, did you just shove my
He was
dog
in a
the
zoo
tyre?"
knocking one off. She went, I can do that for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Guests say the monkey bridegroom was scared by the number of people attending the wedding and refused to get out of his cage. But his bride...
Not bloody Hello Magazine again.
No, it was no. I think it was like last minute nerves.
Right,
like
right,
you know,
legit,
I'm
yeah,
single
second
now.
thoughts.
It's like you know, it's the big step.
Yeah.
But his bride enjoyed every minute of it. She was loving it.
Yeah,
she
sure,
looked lovely, by the
sure.
way. She looked lovely.
Yeah.
The
Did she look
newspaper
good?
reports she only appeared to have problems with her veil and dress. Do you see? You know, this is. The guest
I hope they didn't ruin it like Anthea Turner and maybe get sort of sponsorship PG tips or something.
Totally, with strong plum brandy, so they got them drunk as well. So they carried on the celebrations at the pub. and the bride was taken to her new husband's cage at night. I apologise, play a record.
I'll tell you what winds me up.
What?
Monkeys getting married.
I know.
Well, I'm not getting any action, and I got bigger eyes.
Well, when was the last time you went to a live experience?
Well, I've been to gigs, but the one that springs to mind probably is when I first sort of tried a gig out, and it wasn't a music one. It was Bottom. Do you know with
Bottom the live thing with
Rick Mail and
Mail
Adrian Liberty.
Yeah, in
when
Manchester.
was that?
Years ago, because it was in Manchester in about, I don't know, 87, 88 or something, and I was set up for like a blind date. Right, this a mate of mine sort of set me up to see this.
What?
girl.
So you said let's go to Bottom?
Well, I didn't tell her. I just said meet us at the Apollo.
I bet she was over the moon,
8
wasn't
o'clock,
she?
Met her there. Said right. there you go.
Romantic.
Going to see some middle-aged men run round in pants. Brilliant.
Well, it's good. It's one of them things that afterwards you've got something to talk about, haven't you, and stuff.
Yeah.
So
And
was it a good gig?
Yeah, it was all right. Sort of bought some April fruits and that at the start of the night.
Yeah.
I think she liked that, and then we watched Bottom. Then afterwards had a bit of a chat, and then
You didn't see her again, I take it?
I would have done right because she was all right looking and everything.
Yeah.
But when we were chatting, she said she had a problem with a marrow.
What?
And that.
She what?
She had a problem with a marrow.
She had a problem with her marrow.
Yeah.
You mean her bone marrow?
Yeah.
Oh! I thought you meant she had one stuck up her fanny.
No, just a...
Thanks for that, Rick. That's an image I can't get out of my head.
No one did what? Oh, I see, a marrow. I think it's a marrow. Her marrow.
And is that serious, that? You
Well,
see, I just was put off it because I thought... if you
Well,
were sat
I think it's more serious than a problem with a marrow.
Yeah.
I mean...
with a marrow and that.
It's an idea if you're bored with butt
I
plugs.
love it! I love it! Everything he says is like someone from Kes.
It was just that thing that... Because,
You didn't want to go out with a girl who might be ill in some way.
well, yeah, I thought, what's the point in spending time with her, spending money on her and stuff, and then she's going to die on me?
Oh!
No, but seriously,
God!
no, but I'm just, see, this is what annoys me.
Oh!
You asked me to be honest, but
Oh!
I'm just saying, what's the point in me getting upset and stuff?
No, but it's not it was the one thing he said, what's the point in spending money on her if she's gonna die anyway? You've got to realise that's not a normal thing to say!
No, but what's the point in getting to really knowing someone and thinking, oh, she's really nice, I want to spend my life with her? It's good that she told me when she did.
Carl! What, during Bottom? This is the most amazing thing you've ever said!
What do you...
Steve, don't you understand what I'm saying?
But no, because... What? Well, firstly, it's the assumption that she's going to drop dead and you're going to think,
I'm
well,
not
just
a
bought her some
doctor, I'm
open
not a
fruits,
doctor,
I'm
am I?
livid.
I don't know what it means when you've got a problem with a marrow and that, but she looked pretty serious when she was talking about it. So I was like, oh...
Christ almighty!
I don't understand what's so bad about that.
Play a record! I'll tell you. I'll explain to her during the break. Play a record.
Libertines?
Yeah.
If you're morally objectionable, why not email ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
It's okay, he's an idiot.
Right, old woman, about 70 years old. She's normally fit and healthy and stuff, nothing wrong with her, she's having a good life. And one day, she goes for a check to the doctors, just to check herself out, 'cause she's getting on a bit.
Yeah.
Says, take your clothes off and that. So she does, and checks her out, says, yeah, you're looking good, you're looking good. Turn round, he said, oh God. He said, you got a tumour on your buttock. Right? So she goes, oh, what, can you do anything to sort it out? So they go, yeah, we could book you in for an operation, it's best if we remove this. Books her in for an operation, operation day comes, strip her down and that, they're all stood round, the doctors, start to operate. It only turns out it's a pork chop that she sat on 5 years earlier, and it had stuck to her buttock.
Right, Carl.
I can forward you.
I'm not. Right,
no, listen. Serious.
Right, okay, Carl. I'm telling you now. I'm leaving. I'm never doing this show again.
No, I'm serious. Honestly.
You're talking. I've never had such. You are. Play a record. Play a record.
I couldn't believe it.
What do you mean you can't believe it? Stop the record. Stop the record. Stop the record. Right, okay. Right, what do you mean you couldn't believe it?
No, when I read it, I said, I've got to tell Ricky
This
that.
woman had a pork chop stuck to her arse for 5 years, you mental case. Of course she didn't. Richard Ashcroft, Buy It in Bottles on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Carl, I need the phone number of your girlfriend. Let me explain why. I was lucky enough, once again, to be on your quiz team this week. Ricky...
Still to beat me. He's still to beat me with his team, yeah. Second I came.
The gang here and some friends, we sometimes go down to a pub quiz in the local area, and I was invited by Carl to be on his team. Twice now I've been on that team. Ricky's always on another team, and what can I say, Carl? Do you mind me saying this now, because I've analysed the team, and it's very much your team, and you've put the team together. You've recruited some excellent personnel. Your girlfriend's very, very good on the team, as is one of her work colleagues. And you normally bring in, someone like myself. I like to think I've been providing something with the entertainment section. I seem to remember last time I answered at least 6 or 7 questions that other people hadn't got. So I felt I provided something there. Carl, I rather like John Harvey Jones, who used to be called in to sort of troubleshoot companies. I see why you are not winning ever, and it's a rather pricey contest, isn't it? It costs a tenner to enter per person, and unless you get in the top 3, you're not going to get to see your money back. No. So I think you're going to maybe need to step down from the team, because Carl, I am not sure. You consider yourself a kind of player manager, but frankly, I'm not sure you're providing enough.
Right.
See, this is funny, because as bad as I imagine you are, I don't think Steve would make it into my team, so he's getting a bit cocky here. I want to know what your opinion of him, because he's told me he's great on it.
Well, you bang out of order, first of all.
Okay.
Do you have a good night when you're with us?
I tell you what, I wish I hadn't lost a tenner every time I've come down. That would have improved it.
You point out there about the football analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Ferguson, when did he score a goal?
Right.
He doesn't. He tells the others how to do it.
Yeah.
Right? That's
He
my
doesn't
role
take
in
up
it.
one of the 11, though, does he?
No, exactly.
It's not like you can only field 10.
Yeah.
Because we only got 10 again. I want to be in the 11.
Exactly. He's not running around in midfield, falling over.
Yeah, shouting, "Oh, what have I told you?"
Yeah.
No.
Right. I'll admit.
And there's a limit of 5 players. We should explain that. That's the point.
Yeah, there's only 5 players on the team.
So.
But it was pretty tricky on Tuesday, though, wasn't it? It was one of the tougher...
Tell everyone the one question you got right.
It was something about...
Well, tell us the answer. The 2 words you had to say to get the answer.
Danny Minogue.
Danny Minogue. That was what you provided, Danny Minogue.
Is this valuable?
Well, no, not really, because there was at least 2 of us who also knew the answer.
Oh, well,
we gave him.
No,
exactly. We gave it to Carl. We massaged his ego.
Oh,
but
dear.
I just feel Carl.
Do you know what? I feel a bit bad now, because I just thought he had a crushed face. Then.
Can I just tell you right now?
He just can't believe this.
Can I just tell you right now? I think the problem is this. I think there's that precious 5th position that is not being filled at the moment, I think, consistently enough by a decent player, right? You've got a solid team. I'm thinking if you want to remain on the team, you are going to have to pull your finger out and find a 5th member that is going to provide, and I'll tell you where the weaknesses are. I can tell you right now, mate. The weaknesses are natural history and science. Something which Ricky Gervais is scoring on week in, week out on his team.
There is a few.
Now, if he was available for a transfer, we could be fine. But we've got to find someone to fill in that space. Otherwise, I'm either going to quit, or you're going to have to step down. Because I don't think I can be on a team where there is these obvious deficiencies. There are visible deficiencies in the team.
And, the £10.
That's £10. I'm not made of money. That's once a month.
I've seen him depressed for 2 hours when he lost £20 at a casino after
Don't bring
5
it back.
hours
Don't bring that back. Don't bring up that again.
Yeah.
That story.
He doesn't like wasting money, Carl. You know that.
What do you think? What's the solution? We've got to think proactively now. We've got to sort this out.
See, there's always other things going on in my mind when I'm in that pub quiz. For me, it's just a little bit of fun.
Sure.
It's a night out. Do you know what I mean? Suzanne enjoys it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a get-together. We have a chat beforehand.
Yeah.
We have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But there was other things on my mind.
Carl, I can do that here. I don't have to lose a tenner.
Wait, what were you thinking during the quiz then, when the questions were coming out? What were you thinking of?
Well, what it was, right, just before the quiz started, I had to go to the toilet, right? Because the rule is, right, people who don't go to it, once it starts, phones off, no more toilet.
Leave the room,
they take it dead serious, don't they, right?
Yeah.
So I went to the toilet. Now, I'm not being out of order here, it just got me thinking, right? I went to the toilet. The gay fella in there, right?
There was a gay fella in there.
Gay fella in the toilet. Now,
How could you tell?
How did you know?
just typical, you know, everything about it, right?
Everything about it, right, yeah.
Oh.
What,
Just
large
like-
handlebar moustache,
What-
leather
what-
cap.
Butt plugs, ammo nitrate. Could I just say that these views do not reflect the views of the management of XFM or me and Steve.
Or
Go on,
most
Carl.
of the people in this country. On
Go
you
on, go on, Carl. What's your problem?
Yeah, but this is what I'm worried about, really. But this is why I only got Danny Minogue right, right? Because this was floating around my mind. Went
She's
to
a
the
big
toilet.
gay icon,
Now,
isn't she?
going to the toilet, they have like men's cubicle and they have women's cubicle.
Yeah.
Now, without sounding out of order, is it wrong for me to think gay men should have their own little cubicle?
Go in!
They should have their own... Well, not cubicle, you mean an actual toilet, I suppose.
When I was at the urinal,
Yeah.
normally, you know, there's a fella there and you go, alright, and there's no pressure. But I couldn't go. I was thinking, should I wait? If I go into the toilet, it'll look obvious.
Yeah.
I had loads of pressure, and
But
this was
what were you
going on.
worried
I'm so
about?
sorry.
What were
I'm
you
so
concerned
sorry,
about?
viewers. I'm so
Well,
sorry.
it's like, right, listen, when I was a kid, right, and it's alright for you to go into women's toilets when you're a kid, it's like, oh, it's a bit cute,
Yeah.
right, as long as you're not, like, over 15 or something, right?
Right.
But when I was a kid, I went into a toilet, and women, when they use their little cubicles, they don't shut the door. Some of them just sit down on the toilet,
Yeah.
right, and you see everything, and, no, seriously, that's probably one of the first times I saw, like, a woman.
Yeah.
That, right, and my Auntie Nora when she was staying over.
What happened with your Auntie Nora?
She was, she's into wearing caftans.
Into wearing what?
You know, caftans.
Oh, yeah.
What caftans?
Big, bellowy sort of dresses.
Right, right.
And, yeah, I used to sit on the floor at home in front of the telly.
Sure.
She was on the chair behind.
Yeah.
She did a bit of a, sort of a Sharon Stone scene.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
There was no underwear.
No.
What age were you?
What was it like?
What age were
It
you?
was like a ripped tennis ball. So.
What? Right, we're off air. We're off air. Either that or put us in for the Sonys.
That's how I'm living.
Ice-T. That's how I'm living. Bit of old school hip-hop.
Where's RT? Alright.
Good point, yeah.
Go make me a cup of coffee or something.
Well, before you do that, can I just qualify something? I'm a little bit concerned
Yeah.
about your toilet discussion. What exactly is your point again? I
Yeah,
was just a
but-
bit bemused.
You see, it's a tricky one. All I'm saying is, right, there was at the pub quiz, I go to the toilet, not thinking about anything, I try to go, right, there's a little gay fella next to me.
I love this little gay fella.
Now, the weird thing is, there's nothing stopping him having a little glance, right, because he's allowed in the fella's toilet.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not allowed to go into the woman's toilet and have a little look round.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, should they have another toilet area?
What, for gay people?
Yeah.
And so this would be gay men and lesbians? Is that going to complicate things?
Well,
I mean, I can only assume. I mean, to what point? Ask your question, right? If you're intimidated, that's a shame. But you know, most gay men aren't looking at your knob. You know that.
what do you mean?
I can only say that 99.9% of gay men who use a urinal standing next to what they assume is a heterosexual man aren't looking at his knob.
What are they doing then?
They're emptying their bladder.
No, but the thing is,
I can't talk
you're
politics
saying,
for Carl.
you're saying, like, you know, about would you have one toilet for lesbian women and gay fellas, right?
What does that mean? Yeah, would it be mixed? Would it just be?
Well,
would it have a man on one? That's heterosexual man. One little picture of a woman on the other, and then what? What would the little icon be?
A man and a woman?
A man and a woman.
Just having a chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In pink and dot
But
lines.
you couldn't mix them because then what would happen is you'd get people who are going, oh, I'll play up to this a bit,
What,
Yeah.
pretend to be gay?
and yeah, you know, sort of grow moustache and shave their head.
And pretend to be a lesbian.
Right. Yeah. So, I see, so you know people pretending to be gay so they could go in and have a look at the lesbians?
Yeah.
Right. So that would mean that we need 4 cubicles now, wouldn't we?
Yeah, no, this is fine. 4 cubicles is fine.
So every pub
How
now...
many toilets do we need at
Every
the
pub's
moment?
now got 4 toilets.
Oh, Carl, bisexuals.
Yeah. Now, interesting.
Bisexuals, how many toilets do we need now? Call the council.
Do you use any?
Huh?
No.
No, because they're interested in everything, aren't they?
Because a little bisexual fellow will be looking at your knob.
Right. With them, what
Yeah.
you do, you just have a door, you open it, and there's one urinal there, so you can't get a queue. They have to sort of wait.
I just thought that, well, why can't there just be a thing between the urinals? So no one can look at anyone else's knob.
Wait a minute. Just to go back to Ricky's point, what stops, even if we've got the toilet for gay men, what stops the gay men who want to have a look at your willy going in the regular toilet and pretending that they're straight?
Most men don't
Who's gonna police this?
don't wear gay across their
No,
head.
exactly.
They don't have a tattoo. There's no branding yet in the British house where they have to declare.
So we're going to have to expand this,
What
so we've
do
all
you-
got to carry identity
Do you know
cards.
you can see a gay, can you? Coming a mile off. No?
No, I'll just hold it in next time.
No. Can you tell gay men? Do you know a gay man?
I'd say, probably... If you did if you lined some people up
Yeah.
and said, point them out, I reckon I'd get...
But hold on, we're not talking about people dressed in leather with the arse cut out and an handlebar moustache.
Yeah.
We're talking about, the everyday,
No,
non-seen...
of course,
Oh,
yeah.
well, yeah. But I mean, suppose I put you in a room and there was 10 naked men, right?
Yeah.
And there's 5 gay men and 5 hetero. Could you walk along that line looking at those gay...
Am I naked?
No, you don't have to be naked. Why would you have to be naked?
To catch them out.
Play a record!
How would you catch them out?
No, don't go into it. Don't go into it. Don't go into it. Play a record. Now, I've got an idea, Carl, because you're getting all stressed out. I don't know what it is. You're getting funny. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's...
Because you're annoying me.
Wow, you
It
say
started
that.
midweek.
I don't think I annoy anyone else, so it's just you on that. So, I thought maybe we could all 3 of us go away to a little health farm for a weekend, just get a triple room,
Right,
and just...
that isn't happening.
Why?
You've just reminded me, because you've been annoying me. Steve started getting on your case, sort of ganging up on me. I'll tell you now, Steve, I just forgot. Remember a couple of weeks ago, you said to me that my pub quiz team is rubbish?
Yeah.
Right, well, it doesn't matter anymore, because you're not part of it this time.
That's bad. That's bad, because it's interesting you say that, Carl. Carl, you say that, because I tell you this, I found someone, mate, who could be, filling that tricky 5th member. I wanted to test him out this week, mate. On your team.
Test that on your team. Because
Carl.
I'll tell you what this is like. I don't know if you're familiar with Paul Ince, who used to play with Man United, right? But everyone used to say he's the governor, right? Even the players used to call him the governor, right? And Alex Ferguson at Man United was like, I'm not having this.
Yeah.
I'm in charge here. And he got rid of him. And that's what's happened. You were moaning the other week, saying your team's rubbish, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how you do on your own, right?
Carl,
He's turned, isn't he?
I'll be honest, Carl. I'd like to be on your team.
Well, sorry, Paul Ince. You'll have to go and join Middlesbrough, or wherever it is it's gone to.
Carl, what can I do to get back on your team?
It's not happening. I've already filled your boots.
Don't let him have the upper hand, Steve.
No, wait a minute. I'll tell you what always annoys me, though. Ricky spends most of the show slagging you off, right, having a go at you, annoying you in the week, squeezing your head, making you eat burgers, right? But you always take it out on me. I'm the one who always gets the insults. I'm the one who's now relegated from your team. Why, when, you see, this is the thing. You're just as bad as him, really, because you're siding against me, because you know that I'm willing to take it. The truth of it is this, you know that Ricky Gervais is keeping you in burgers and grapes, metaphorically speaking. He's the one that's got you in Heat magazine.
I just spat all over your new Guinness Book of Records.
You see?
Get me a tissue.
He's just squirted tea, laughing all over your Guinness Book of Records. I'm assuming I'm not going to get the flak for that.
No, it's because you made me laugh when I was drinking, because you went, it's like that, and it made me laugh, and I spat.
I just think it upsets me that you never pick on Ricky. You never ever go at him because you know he's the one who's raised your profile and made you a little bit of a celebrity.
We've missed one here. Using his teeth, Raman Andy Apan, right? Hustato coconut.
He did what?
He husked the coconut. He's the fastest coconut husker in the world.
What does that mean?
I don't know, he pulls husks.
What's that?
His little face, look.
What's a coconut husking?
He pulls the husk up and look at Carl, just with his head down. Carl, come on. What's the matter?
Because that cost me 20 quid.
I know, well, I'd see you alright. I've
Tea all over the world's smallest man.
Why have they stood him next to the world's biggest man?
Right, I'm in a bad mood now.
Oh dear.
I'm
So
not
you haven't
happy.
got a team? Steve, I'll sort you out. Come to me. I'll sort you out.
Seriously,
Don't
mate,
worry.
I
We'll
found someone
win.
who would help you win this week, Carl. And
No,
I was going to
Steve.
tell you about it, and now...
Steve, you can be on my team this week, and I know something about the quiz that Carl doesn't know. So.
I'll tell you, I just think that it's so ungrateful. So
Whatever.
ungrateful.
Right, songs of phrase, just give it a couple more plays. Just
Yeah.
email in, we'll pick a winner soon. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Well, this is rubbish this week. No one knows it because it's rubbish. Steve was right.
There's 6 songs there, so if you know what they are, just
That's the end of that, I think. That's the end of songs of phrase.
email in.
I think. We've got none there. No. That's the last week for that. That is
Okay, well,
rubbish.
why don't you give us some monkey news? Is it monkey
Yeah.
news time?
Come on, monkey news.
We'll play a song and we'll...
No, no,
No,
no, do
let's play
monkey
a song,
news.
let's play a song.
Oh, it's a great track.
Cheer up, Carl.
Is it
Wait,
new? Is this
waiting
new?
for an alibi with Thin Lizzy.
What year
Doesn't
was
have to be
it
new. It's brilliant.
out? What year was it out?
Oh, Einstein wasn't new when he came up with the greatest theory ever. Oh, hello, guy. Hey, hello, you're not new. You're not new. Waiting for an Alibi by Thin Lizzy on XFM 104.9. Right, okay, this is, of all the trauma in the world, I thought we'd come on to a little bit, and he's just brought it right down, little mank twat, whinging. No, but I mean, do you know what I mean? He's had a go at you, he's thrown you off his team.
I'm devastated by that. That was the one thing I was looking forward to this week.
To be fair, you were looking forward to telling him you were taking over the team, so it's sort of poetic justice. It has blown up in your face, to be fair.
True, I was trying to squeeze him out of his own company.
Yeah, you were going to try and get him out of his team.
Yeah, well,
it was
I
a
had-
hostile takeover, and they clubbed together.
To be honest with you, there's normally 3 regulars on his team. I got 2 of them on my side. One of which was his girlfriend. So, I only had to work on him to try and get him to resign,
no.
and we'd have been away.
Well, do you want to do some, give some stuff away?
I suppose so, Carl, we could, yeah.
Yeah, set it up, set
What
it
do you
rolling.
think? What is it? Which of your many competitions is this?
Songs of phrase.
Talking of competitions, I remember last week there was a big argument that Karl kicked Steve off the team because he was getting a little bit uppity and trying to take it over.
Pub quiz, isn't it?
Pub quiz, yeah, but then you let him back in, didn't you?
Well, he was alright. He came to me afterwards and said, you know, you're not going to kick me off, are you? And I
Yeah.
said, well, yeah.
He came back sort of, I suppose, begging. He sort of, was it embarrassing or?
Well, no, it's just, you know...
He
I
learned
think
his lesson?
He realised he's overstepped the mark, like you have this week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've all learnt a lesson.
Yeah, we all learned a lesson. But I won the quiz, didn't I? And you didn't.
Well, that doesn't matter.
No,
The thing is, we
but I
did
won all
well.
the money, didn't I?
Please
I won
bear
all
in
the
mind
money.
it's taking part that counts, Rick.
Yeah, sure. I wasn't winding you up in the quiz though, was I?
And all your team was older.
Yeah.
Well, what's that got to do with it? I've
Well,
learned
You've
more.
got a collective age, your team, of about 300.
No, one of them was only
think-
one of them was actually 5, but she's just aged a lot.
I think when I took the 11 plus, we were all around the same age. That's
Yeah.
what I mean,
Yeah.
right? Your team was a lot older. What was our average age, would you say?
Average age probably 30.
Right.
Yours at least 41.
No,
Definitely.
no.
Definitely.
Only 2 of us were 40, and 3 were about 30.
No, rubbish.
Yeah.
Who's 30?
Martin, Glenn's about
Glenn's-
36. Yeah. About 30, but
It all helps, doesn't it?
And
yeah,
you,
Alps.
and you've all got...
Annal's under 30. Annal's under 30.
And you've got a better general knowledge.
yeah. We were cheating.
Yeah.
We knew more.
You just knew more stuff.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
not allowed, is it?
Proper quiz time.
Well, I
anyway.
wasn't winding you up though when I won. I wasn't gloating or anything, was I?
No, not at all. When you kept sort of counting it in front of me and checking
Like he hasn't got enough cash already, Carl.
how much was it? How much was the prize?
I can't say. It'd be gauche. Right.
Is that tax-free, that money?
Yeah, it's a prize, isn't it?
Is that true, though? Is that how it works?
I think so. Prize money, isn't it? I don't know.
Well,
Right,
otherwise, I assume you'll be declaring that.
Yeah, will we?
Yeah, you'll be paying
Right.
tax on that.
Yeah.
Because you know where people... I mean, the taxman could contact you via XFM at any time
Yeah,
just to check
sure.
that if you wanted to.
Sure.
Sure.
Another planet is holding you down. another planet.
Another Girl, Another Planet by The Only Ones on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl, cheer up. Come on. There's a war on. Chill out.
Yeah.
I have to say, you have become increasingly annoying recently, Rick.
Who,
I think,
me?
yeah, chiefly, I tell you what it is, I think it's the hot weather. Can I just remind you, when we were in the office recently, we've got a little office that we write in, we work in, and many moons ago, we were doing some work. This was when we were writing the first series of the office, and I was typing away, I was just typing something up we'd written, and I read it back to Ricky, just to check he was happy with everything. I was reading it back, and as part of the thing, there was a knock in the script. It said, knock, and so I was acting out for him, and I knocked like this, and I realised he wasn't listening. He was in fact asleep underneath his desk, and I knocked like that as part of reading the stage directions. I knocked. He thought someone was coming in. He leapt up, clunked his head, zipped up, thought someone. I said, Rick, it's not. I'm just acting that out for you. He just wasn't paying attention. He wasn't listening. And can I just throw in? So recently, we're in another office. We're typing away. I look round. He's got his shirt off.
It was hot.
He's taking his shirt off, right? So he's sat there, 41-year-old man, or whatever you are, 40-year-old man, there with his shirt out. Beautiful. I mean, I've seen most parts of your body now, at one point or another. I think from the early days when we used to work at XFM, you started showing me bits of your anatomy, which is something he does to people he likes, friends of his. I'm sure you've seen most of it, Karl.
No.
And so,
It's not that sort of relationship. Go
he
on.
was sat there, and there was a knock at the door because we'd asked someone who worked in the building to bring us something, and so I had to delay it by sort of not opening the door so he could get his shirt back on.
Yeah.
So he was running around trying to get his shirt back on.
Because
So
what would they have thought? What would they have thought?
they'd have walked in, he'd have just been
the
sat
thing
there,
is-
stripped to the waist.
Didn't they sort of think, hang on, what's going on? Look through the keyhole.
No. No.
It was ludicrous because as they came in, he was flustered and he kind of was just leaning against the window, just looking like I often stand here with my my shirt back to front.
I was getting like Bernard Manning. You see Bernard Manning, whenever he goes into the house, he has to go upstairs to take his trousers off. I love that. The fact that in your house you've just got your pants and your vest on. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, but it's all the time. It's not just. I mean, you haven't done that with me, taking your clothes off and that yet. But like last night, we were sat in the pub and I was saying, right, let's not even worry about new features. Then let's get the current ones, going.
Like
and getting
what?
Good. Like the one that I was trying to work out, the cheeky freak of the week.
Think of that!
Yeah, but I
Think
was
of
saying,
that though, as a normal conversation.
Yeah,
As
but
a-
I'd looked online, right? I didn't find that much. I found, actually, I'll tell you what I found later. Brilliant. We're looking for them, right? And then at one point, I think you said to me, go and, what about the Guinness Book of Records?
Yeah,
they'll have, like,
yeah.
the best freak
Yeah.
in the world or whatever.
Yeah, ever.
So I said, yeah, bring one in. Now, you've got one at home.
Yeah, I've got a
But you
couple.
couldn't be bothered carrying that in today, so I had to go out of the pub that I was at,
Yeah.
nip into Borders,
Yeah.
buy a Guinness Book of Records,
Yeah.
out of my own money, $18.99,
Yeah.
bring it back, and then you said, I don't know if I want to do this feature. So it cost me 20 quid for that. I had to buy a video for Silence of the Lambs film clip. I'm actually out of pocket at the end of this.
But do you want to work with me is the thing. If you want to work with... people would pay that sort of money to work with me, Karl. You're a lucky bloke. Think how many people think, oh, Karl, he gets to drink and sit.
Yeah.
Well, you were making a cup of tea and I surprised, didn't I? Little surprises.
Steve, last night, do you know when I left the pub in a bit of a mood, because I was just fed up with not getting anything done?
Yeah.
Walking down the road, I was thinking, how can I get out of this? How can I stop having to work with them? I'm thinking, I wonder if I leave, I wonder if they'll be funny and they'll go, and then my boss will be giving me stick. I'm thinking, how much notice have I got to give out? And all this is going through my mind. I'm walking home and I got in, said to Suzanne, I'm sick of it. She's going, you need to do it when I get a new kitchen. And I was like, yeah, but how big does the kitchen need to be? I was saying, do we need a big kitchen? Can we get a small one? Have we got enough for a small kitchen? Do we need so many cupboards? Can we just have wood instead of steel? All this, try to get out of doing this.
Yeah. It's always just, I always feel like, because I like to think that I'm not perhaps as bad as him.
Yeah,
You
no.
annoy me in different ways.
Like what? How does he annoy you?
Well, stuff that, I come up with ideas, say Cheap as Chimps.
Yeah.
Rockbusters springs
Yeah.
to mind.
Yeah.
15
I like
Taiwan.
15 Taiwan. Let's just remind people what 15 Taiwan was.
It was a little feature that I wanted to give a run, give it a little run, see if people like it.
The premise being?
No, there's no premise, it's just a title.
No, we were going to get 15 sort of ornaments, you'd explain them, and then people would call up and say, that one's from
radio.
Taiwan.
See? God, you just explained why I didn't think that was a good idea.
Yeah,
By
but
explaining the good...
No,
by
the funny thing is, Steve, right, I was walking down Regent Street on Monday, walked past one of these big stores, right? And they've got all famous quotes on the windows, right?
Yeah.
And one of them was something like, "An absurd idea is often a great idea."
Yeah.
Do you know who said that?
Go on.
Einstein.
Yes.
Which made me wonder, if you were his mate, would he ever have done E equals MC squared? Or would you have said, don't bother with that, it's not going to work? Because that's all you seem to do, everything I come up with,
Yeah.
you put down.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing. He's negative, right? I don't know why. I don't
Okay.
know why he is. What else?
He messes me about, I get him concert tickets for stuff, and
Yeah.
you say, oh, I didn't bother going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
You
annoying.
come in, you know, 5 minutes to go with tracks that need editing.
Yeah. The little bag, that bag that was free.
Yeah, you got a free bag today, an XFM little rucksack thing.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, what's this? What's this rubbish?
Yeah.
Ricky said, I'll have it, they're great. You said, no, I want it.
Yeah.
Well, it was
So-
free. I needed.
Yeah.
I'll give that as a gift or something.
So I mean, I think on reflection, Steve is probably a little bit more annoying than me.
I won't go that far. You are annoying. If I had to go away for a week somewhere,
Yeah.
if it was a quiet place,
Well, you
and-
are again, aren't you? That's 2 holidays you had this week, this year. I mean.
if it was a busy place, I'd probably go with you because people, do you know what I mean, staring at me all the time and that. If I'm walking around with Steve. No, I'm just
Can I draw up a list of reasons I don't like you, Carl?
being honest.
Well, I'll tell you, because the list of reasons I don't like you is incredibly long and getting longer.
Just saying.
Do you want another slap?
But are you comfortable being nude and that?
We've done this. Well, I don't know what this is. We did this last week about, are you comfortable being nude?
No,
I think
I know, I was talking
you're
about
probably
that.
most comfortable being nude. It's just probably not in public.
Well, Ricky's only really comfortable nude when he's eating.
Yeah, there's nothing to get, you know.
Yeah, you can just wipe
spilt
yourself
on it.
down.
Yeah, you just sit in the bath, yeah.
No, but I've talked about that, and then when I went home, I was talking to Suzanne about it, and she said, "What's all that about? You don't like being nude, right?" And I said, well, "It's not."
It's like I'm part of an Alan Bennett play. It's just, I love the way you talk.
Remember once, right? I don't know if I should talk about this really, but
Well, that means you should, so go on.
Go on.
oh yeah, right. We went to Tenerife, right, one year, and I was still living in
I'm
Manchester.
scared now.
Yeah,
that
I don't know
why you
what's
said that. I'm
going
actually
No,
scared.
I'm thinking about Suzanne, but she's
Well,
working.
I
It doesn't
don't
matter.
want to know anything about Suzanne,
Come
to
on,
be
no,
honest.
but
If
come on,
it
It's-
was-
it
go on.
involves me more.
Let's
Go
hear
on,
the story.
go
But
on.
I'm just explaining to you that I don't like being nude.
Yeah.
Go on.
So you're in Tenerife.
In Tenerife, right? Didn't have much money. Stayed in this apartment that wasn't that nice, right? Had cockroaches in it and stuff, right? Didn't have much money to go out at night. So we're in this sort of death trap of an apartment, right?
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so when I was younger, right, had a bit more energy. So
Sounds like
He's
he's
30.
80, I know.
you know, start having it away a bit.
It's a joy.
Beautiful.
It's
so,
good, yeah. I've been here to a while. I love it. Go on.
Right, so, you know, doing what I do, right?
Yeah.
Someone starts banging on the door. So Suzanne
Everyone's
says,
at it. Right, so you mean knocking on the door? Right, okay.
knocking on the door, right? So Suzanne said, you better get it. So I said, I can't get it now, can I? I'll have to wait a bit. Right? I can't go to the door.
Go on.
So the banging's getting louder.
Yeah,
Someone at the door.
yeah.
And she's like, hurry up, it must be important. I'm like, in a minute. Just... So anyway,
I don't want to know
I
anymore.
stick...
Keep
Well,
going.
leave it.
No,
No.
come on, finish the story.
Open the door. It's a fireman. So I just stick my head round, and he's going, you'll have to get out. The building's on fire. Right? So I'm like, in a minute.
Sorry, you weren't still having sex at this point?
No, but, you know,
Right.
still sort of got to wait a minute, or I can't get my pants on.
Oh, Carl, I wish I'm so sorry.
Right, go on.
To this,
So now
So
the,
what-
the place is burning down.
So it could be a serious big fire going on.
Yeah.
I'm sort of waiting. You can hear people sort of screaming and that, panicking.
Is that because the door's open and you're nude?
The fireman's saying, will you get out, will you get out? I'm saying, in a minute.
Right.
And Suzanne was saying, you know, think of something that's not sexy.
Sure.
So I was thinking of people, you know, thinking maybe dying in a fire might sort of calm you down.
Yeah.
But the fireman said, we need a big pole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure, go on.
But what I'm saying is, that, to me, I wouldn't have wanted to go out and be safe. over, do you know what I mean, over being naked. I don't like walking about with now on. So what I'm saying is, even if that fire...
I love the idea of everyone huddled in there with all the firemen. It just, the camera's fans long and it's Carl.
Yeah, and
just
local news report.
naked. With still
But would
standing proud.
would you have gone out with now on?
But why do I have to go out with now on? I'll just grab a pair of jeans.
Alright, but you've just, you know...
What?
There's a fire, Carl!
Yeah, but
See, not everyone looks at men's packets. That's only you, remember. Most of the other firemen wouldn't be going, oh, look at him.
But what I'm interested in is
he's
how
pleased
long...
to see us.
Carl, how long did it take? And did the thought of dying in a fire help?
After a bit, but the fireman sort of had a go at me.
Sure.
What do you mean?
Well, like, he wasn't happy that I was dawdling.
Well, to be fair...
But what can you do?
Answers on a postcard. To the usual address, XFM, care of Leicester
record.
Square.
Well, let's just get these right.
Let's play a record, let's have Rockbusters and Monkey News.
We don't have time for
afterwards.
monkey news.
We'll squeeze them in.
Wow.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mouth.
So I wanted to ask you something. You know, but again, we've got to be careful here. You know when you wouldn't leave the building that was on fire because you were standing proud.
Hang on, we need this. Some people now don't know what you're talking about. Carl, you're on holiday.
Yeah.
On holiday in Tenerife, right?
Yeah.
You'd had a moment of intimacy with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A knock on the door. You had to stop and get up. And you peeked around the door. It was a fireman saying, "Get out!" But you didn't want to leave because you had a
Yeah.
It was a little yeah.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is you maintained that while looking at a Spanish man dressed as a fireman.
Yeah.
Is that true? Is that the fact? You maintained. I'm sorry to say you maintained arousal whilst looking at a gentleman dressed as a fireman. No. Is that these are the facts and they are undisputed? What did you maintain?
I'm not a machine though. Do you know what I mean? I can't turn it on, turn it off. Right?
Well, yeah, but you were
that's
talking.
fine.
I just thought talking to a fireman, you'd have probably lost it. I don't know, but you didn't.
No,
You-
but the other thing was, I mean, I was talking to Suzanne about it again, right?
Yeah.
She said, what are you talking about that for? Right? I said, oh, it just cropped up, right?
Yeah.
And the dilemma was, you see, I wanted to try and make sure that it was a proper fire because that was the last condom we had, right? So it would have ruined the night. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to like. It was like, well, what's going on? Is it? Do we need to get out?
Yeah.
Is it a proper fire?
Yeah. And you and talking
So-
to this man in uniform, was he? What did he look like? Was he good looking?
Did he look like Ricky Martin saying?
Was he good looking? Was he good looking in his
I
uniform?
can't remember. Can't remember.
Did he have a moustache?
Better play a record, didn't we? Is this bringing it back?
What?
You look uncomfortable. What?
Did you just switch this on with your hands?
XFM 104.9. Lovely that one.
Brilliant, isn't it? The acoustic version of Just Like Heaven from
Yeah.
The Cure's
Like
double
it.
CD
I'm
greatest
loving
hits
it.
collection.
Now, again, I broke the rules in the week. I met up with Carl. I had
should
lunch
we
with
do?
him, and we were chatting and having a cup of tea, and it got onto one of Carl's favourite programmes was the Tales of the Unexpected.
Ah, of course.
And all I can think is that he's probably the only person in Britain where they were unexpected. I mean, to him, when that twist came in, and he'd go, "Gee, I can't."
Yeah.
Oh God!
Can't believe
So
it.
it was the tree that did it. I mean, he was probably the only, and we were telling all these stories of horror, and he liked horror stories. And I told him this story, and I don't know if this had come across on the radio, but I told him this story. It was a short. It was a horror short.
This was a film you saw, was it?
Yeah. And what it was, it started off just there'd been a car crash. You see, it's a horrendous wreck, and you saw it from the point of view of the person in the car, and he was calling for his mate, and he was going, "Dave." And he sort of looked over and saw a body without a head that had been thrown at. He goes, "Oh no, Dave." And then into the field of view came Dave, his mate, and looked at him with a look of horror, and then it sort of went black and you realised that he was just a head, and it had been his body.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And I said, then it came up at the end, at the executions in the French Revolution, people experience consciousness for, and he went, "Oh," no, he said, it wouldn't be for that long. And then he went, if it was a chicken, it would work. Imagine remaking that film, but it's two chickens in horrendous car crash.
Their own fault for driving.
It would work. No, he wasn't having that.
Yeah.
No, it was too long. I think he said, how long was this film? Went, oh no, 5 minutes. He went, no. It would work if it was a chicken.
I like the way that Carly, something like, when you relate an incident like that, he's appalled and offended and annoyed by the people that made it, even though he's never seen it.
Oh, he's annoyed, yeah. Like,
I want to see it. I think it's a good idea,
yeah.
but they should have thought it through a bit more.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite, Tales of the Unexpected, one that you remember particularly that shook you up?
Yeah, we were talking about the one on, where, there's some woman in prison. Have you seen that one?
No, I can't remember them all.
Right? This woman's in prison.
Yeah.
And, she gets a bit friendly with the guy who takes the dead bodies out.
Right.
And, he said, I can get you out of here. He said, what you've got to do, right? You've got to, I don't know, at midnight.
When you hear the bell toll,
Yeah,
that means there's been a dead body,
yeah, there's been a dead body. So what you've got to do is go into, like, the, place where all the dead bodies are, get in the first coffin on the right, and then I'll come along and carry you out and you can run away and escape, right? So she goes, yeah, alright then. So she hears the bell go.
I'll bury you, right? And then I'll come back later and dig you up.
Right.
Yeah, but
That's the
that
point.
bit doesn't matter.
It does matter. Trust me, Carl, it
Alright,
really
okay.
matters.
Listen, I don't know if I'm going to ruin this for people at home.
Yeah.
Can I just skip to the end? I would imagine that she gets buried and he doesn't come back, and she has to get buried alive.
Better than that.
Okay.
Yeah, she does it. She gets into the coffin.
Yeah, shh.
Go on.
Right. So she gets in the coffin, and she's lying there for ages.
She's
and She
buried.
can feel a bit of movement going on, so she's obviously, you know, being carried somewhere. So she's thinking, this is it, I'm getting out. And she's lying there for ages and thinking, why ain't someone coming and lifting the lid off this? Do you know what I mean? Letting me get out. So she's really bored. She gets a lighter out, right? Lights it to have a look at who she's lying on. It's only the fella who said he'd help escape.
Oh.
How bad is that?
That is. How bad is that?
So it is quite important that she's buried alive then, isn't it? In retrospect, you realise that the jeopardy is that she's buried alive and can't get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes it so much worse, doesn't it, than just like lying in the morgue and going, actually, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna work.
Look at Carl's face. Having told that, he's so pleased. His face is lit up. He's beaming like a child.
Have you seen any?
Is that your favourite horror thing ever?
That's a good one. And
Let's see if anyone knows what the finger is. When that bloke was under the ground, wiggling his finger.
we were talking about one with some fella who's stuck in the ground or something.
This is a motif I noticed in your particular favourite ones.
Yeah.
Right?
People stuck in the ground. Go on.
Right. So it's
a fella, is it?
Yeah, a fella stuck. Now I seem to remember it just being his foot, to be honest, being stuck in a hole. And
No, he was under the ground and he got a little thing out of the pavement and he put his finger up and wiggled it to try and attract attention. Then you see a woman come along and her stiletto heel just knocks his finger off.
You see, I'm wondering whether it's the same one as I saw.
Yeah, it could be two like that, couldn't there? It's a.
They were running out of ideas by the last series.
It's a big theme in Hollywood.
Or what was that one you told me about with the porn? That was a good one.
Oh, this was fantastic, right? Right. There was this.
Sorry, can I just check now? We're just remembering classic episodes of the Tales of the
No, this is important. Well, I saw one, right? I saw one on Tales of the Unexpected, right? And it was these two gents. What they used to do, they look down the obituaries and they'd blackmail the wife or the son of a dead eminent person, like might be a priest or a doctor, like that, and they'd go and they'd say, he bought some erotic stuff from us before he died, and he owes 100 guineas and all this sort of stuff, and they'd pay up because it'd be so embarrassing. They just didn't want to say, just pay him, right? And this one bloke said, who are these people? I'll meet with them. And he goes round there, and he goes round, and they go, your father, he goes, my father could not have bought any erotic material from you. They did it, he goes, he couldn't have, he's blind. Right, and that was the twist. And Carl went, so it was magazines, not videos then.
Yeah. Now think about it, Steve. Is that so stupid?
Well, presumably it was set in olden times because people, professional pornographers don't tend to call it, you know, erotic material.
Yeah.
They tend to call it, you know, juicy jugs or whatever. But more than that, I don't understand how a video is going to be any use to a blind person either. I know that you can hear the sound, Carl. Look at him nodding like he's caught me out.
Yeah, what sound will you hear? Do 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 do. Your meter needs looking at? Yes. Cut. What's then? What's that? Then it's just noises, isn't
Occasional
it?
groans.
Yeah.
Right.
You could
Okay.
listen through the wall at your neighbours.
He does.
I mean, that's why I save a lot of money. But I thought you were going to point out, Carl, that they could have had a Braille porno. Now, have you
Yeah.
thought of that?
Look, feel the lumps on that.
Exactly. Think about it, Carl.
Think about it.
You're excited now.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's away, Carl.
Yeah, the cheese grate is only under the cupboard.
Now, she's a good-looking lady.
Oh.